But that takes me to one night in Miami. Man, I tell you, I was like super woke this week and all on my pro black stuff, right? Give me a second, man. I gotta, you know, get some water. That was beer and get some water. So yeah, man, I watched One Night in Miami, and it was pretty cool to watch. But I want to take away from that. Like, let's talk about the Sam Cooke versus the Malcolm X dynamic. Let's talk about the entertainer, and for lack of better words, versus the educator. Let's talk about the serious Negro versus the funny Negro, the dancing Negro, the singing Negro. What like let's talk about them, right? Because I think both states of mind have something to offer. Sam Cooke talked about the black voices that he gave opportunities to, the money that he put in their pocket by giving them the chance to be seen, or hey, letting them or selling their products to or other people while still maintaining ownership and owning their masters, right? Like that's the thing. And then you got Malcolm who's like, yeah, but y'all here dance. You ain't talking about nothing of substance. And it's like, yeah, okay, singing and dancing. But that's put me in these rooms with these people so I can spread my message when I make these personal relationships. It helps break down some of those walls with those people who may not want to hear what we have to say, but it's like, oh no, I like his music. He's good. Yeah, I listen to him a little bit. Malcolm is like, no, I got this message. I'm gonna give you this message just like this. And if you ain't with it, you against it. There are two ways to get to a destination. When has your GPS ever gave you just one alternative for a trip? It usually gives you multiple choices. Maybe one's faster, maybe one is less miles, maybe one avoids toll roads. We have all these different options. And I think that's the same thing that we have in this fight for racial equality, for love and respect for black people, is that we can go about it different ways, but here's what we have to do. We have to respect one another and agree to disagree. It's like, hey man, you want to be militant? I don't. I want to be diplomatic. You want to be separatist? That's cool. I want to unify. Whatever it is, we can agree to disagree as long as we're trying to go about the same similar things in a way that is respectful to us and our people. It's okay. But we also have to understand that everybody who's going to benefit from this is not going to be ready to fight for it. It's called externality, right? You talk about it in economics. You know, we may charge a factory so much money to try to reduce their pollution, and it not only is something the positive externality is that we have a more safe, clean world for the people. Now the people are not paying for that. They're not doing anything to try to make this world cleaner in that for that specific factory, right? But they benefit from it. Same thing with this fight for against injustice. We have to understand that, hey man, look, everybody's not going to be a part of the fight. Everybody's not going to be here, but guess what? Some of them are going to benefit from it, and we can't be upset with it. We have to accept that we are going to do work for those who are going to benefit from them, who aren't going to do one drop of labor. And we have to accept that. But back to the entertainer versus the educator, we need both. We need people who can have a message that is so uncomfortable that makes people just cringe at the thought of what they're saying to get it across. But we also need somebody who can go in there and lubricate the room. And sometimes their message verbally may not be the message supporting us and what we're doing, but their message is making money. And guess what? Once you got money, when you got economic freedom, you can do so much more. When you write your own checks, You know, we talk about the black dollar. If we can keep the black dollar in the black community, when we start writing our own checks to each other, man, look here. Certain stuff we ain't got to deal with. We don't have to listen to because, all right, bro, you ain't got to like this. They do, and they paying for it. And that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Hey, for you artists who are bothered by your hometown not liking, don't worry about them. If people in South Georgia, people in North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, California, Wyoming, New York, you name the city, you name the state, are paying for your product, it don't matter. We get money over here, and then that's the market that you appeal to.